News bulletin with development from the Middle East, because barely 48 hours after opposition forces, including Tahrir al-Islam, swept into Damascus and ousted President Bashar al-Assad, the UN's top negotiator for Russia has expressed cautious optimism while warning that the road to peace remains fraught with challenges. Mahmoud Ibarra again has the details.
On December 8, 2024, after more than a week of rapid advances, Syrian rebels seized control of Damascus, marking the end of the Assad's 24-year regime, which followed his father's nearly 30-year rule. The deposed leader has reportedly fled to Russia. Syrians are celebrating the collapse of decades of authoritarian rule, freeing political prisoners, and beginning the process of transition. As jubilant scenes fill the streets of the capital, the leader of Assad'S called on all fighters to return their bases and lay down their arms to pave the way for Syria's next chapter. UN Special Convoy for Syria, Yahya Jammeh, emphasized the seriousness of the situation while urging cautions. He mentioned initial reports of looting and property invasions that seems to have decreased.
Syria is now at a crossroad, with great opportunities, but also with grave risks. And we need really to look at both. We know that, of course, HDS is now the dominant group in control of Damascus, but it's important also to remember that they are not the only armed group in Damascus.
The UN Special Envoy also emphasized that the conflict in the northeast is not yet over, noting that clashes continue between the Syrian National Army, opposition groups, and the Syrian Democratic Forces.
The conflict in the northeast is not over. There has been clashes between the Syrian National Army, the opposition group, and the SDF. We are calling, obviously, for calm also in this area. And then a very troubling development. We are continuing to see Israeli movements and bombardments into Syrian territory. This needs to stop. When I briefed the Security Council yesterday, I received a message from the Syrian ambassador to the United Nations in New York. And he was then addressing me on behalf of the authorities in Damascus. So that is still functioning. Giuliani himself mentioned this in an interview with the CNN, that they are discussing the possibility of dismantling HDS. So again, let me emphasize, we are still in what I would call a very fluid period. Things have not settled. There is a real opportunity for change, but this opportunity needs to be grasped by the Syrians themselves and supported by the UN and the international community.
The broader situation beyond Damascus remains precarious, a legacy of Syria's 13-year civil war that's embroiled regional and international actors and complicated UN-led peace efforts. The UN has reiterated its call for calm and urged all parties to protect the rights of Syrians without distinction. It also emphasized the importance of upholding international law, particularly the inviolability of diplomatic and consular premises and personnel during this transitional period. As Syrians prepare to chart a new course, the international community remains cautiously hopeful that this pivotal moment can be the start of a peaceful and democratic future for the war-torn nation. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Mahmoud Ibarra.